And now I'm going to present a package from my particular list of authority presuppositions. And these are process words that are used 1, 2, 3. You have, you are, you will. And this was, the reason I developed this is because we had a client who recently passed away in Seattle. She was a wonderful soul. She said, isn't there some way, she was in a training group, isn't there some way that you can have a sequence on these authority presuppositions? And before she came back the following month, I'd figured out, you have, you are, you will. Like I will say to the person viewing these video chats, you have great curiosity about psychotherapy or you wouldn't be watching these. You are a person who is able to learn, and I admire you for that. And you will in the future continue those aspects that you've already demonstrated. You have, you are, you will. If you go back over this, you will see that I implanted you have, you are, you will. Now in a way, you could say, Frank, you're telling somebody who they are, and yes I am. I admit to it. But I supposedly, and let's hope that it's true of me, I have information that would help them and that would install qualities of soul. And I know they don't have a soul mirror. They learn who they are by various means, by skill sets that they have. But they also learn, and I've covered this in my first few chats, they are learning continually who they are from the brainwashing that they receive from both positive parents and from negative parents. And I said, you are a rebel is one that is very constant. You are stupid is another one. And I don't think I can tell one great instance of that. This guy who was told by his father that he was a dummy. I won't say the way he said it before he finally got to the word dummy. And this guy was working with me, and after about 2 hours, we were building a little garage. I wanted to call him a dummy because he kept making mistakes. He had bought the presupposition of his father. And by the way, he later, when I trusted him on a roof, put in some insulation, he did something that later cost my wife and me $5,000 to get it repaired. You have, you are, you will. You can say that to a grandchild that's shy. You know, it's always sort of, what's it called, a disappearing violet, a fading violet. Somebody who doesn't put forth strength. Now, I'll tell you one thing, and this is very true. Over my decades of doing therapy, I found out that shy people end up very powerful. When they get over shyness, they will speak the truth as they experience it and see it and have learned it. But your grandchild is still stuck there. You have, you are, you will. Underneath, honey, you have great resources, and I know a secret about you, and I've watched it since you were a baby. You're a very strong person. I've just hit you have, you are a very strong person. And I look forward, honey, to seeing you in the future because I know that you will make a contribution to the world, and I'm very proud of you. You have, you are, you will. Let's say you're a chaplain at a hospital and you're with a dying patient and you've been with that patient for several weeks, but you now know that they're getting to the end. They're in pain, even though they are getting good meds. You know, one thing I've learned about you, Charlie, is that you have great resources. You have a wonderful history. You have. And another thing I've learned is that you're a man of soul, Charlie, and I'm learning from you. You will. And you're going through the final chapter, and we both know it, and the doctor has told you. But you will be okay, because I know who you have been, I know who you are, and I know that in the future you will use those strengths that you have built into your soul. You have, you are, you will. Let's say you have a friend that's depressed. You can see it. The guy's down. I'm using the word depressed like the culture uses it, not the way we do in liberation psychotherapy. Elbert, I can see what you're going through, and I empathize with you. But you've also told me your history. And I know that you have wonderful parents, and as you've told me, you have wonderful grandparents. And I also know your work history, and you have done well, because you are a man with a great value set in your subject of physics. And yes, I know that you're going through a rough period. By the way, going through is a presuppositional phrase. I know you're going through a rough period of history, but you will do well. I mean, you'll come out of this. I mean, sure you're suffering. Sure you feel like crap sometime. Sometime, by the way, is presuppositional. But you will make it, and I have full confidence in it. You have, you are, you will. I had one funny thought, what I should have said to the bag lady. I mentioned early on the lady who conned me out of $10 with a real sad story. I should have said to her, "Madam, you have great skills as an actress. In fact, you're a person that could be on the stage and be very successful. So I know that you will," third one, "you'll never be hungry, because with your skills, you'll be able to make it." So I look at you with admiration. I don't want to live the way you live, but I do look at you with great admiration, because you can do stuff that there's no way I would be able to do. So I'm going to end right now with this authority package, you have, you are, you will, because this is one of the things I gleaned in my studies of all these supposedly non-fiction books, and which are loaded with fiction because of the way that people use language. But I ask you in the future to consider these powerful words, you have, you are, you will, and use them in a sequence, and you will be quite successful if you take on the task of helping someone else's soul